Hey everybody, it's Steve, and I got a fun one for you today, and it's called Mythic Finance on the Binance Smart Chain. This project started over on Ethereum, but they couldn't really get it going over there because they have an ecosystem that is designed to really work together. Today I'm going to be breaking down the token, talking about the different tokenomics. I'm going to go ahead and mint an NFT to show you how it is minted, and I'm going to show you the marketplace and a cool deal that you can get today. And then we're also going to review the chart on this token so you can see if right now might be the right time for you to get into this. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do like to look into these projects that involve ecosystems that work together, that have a way for one token to feed another token, and who don't get more tokens than they need. I like that this project right now just has 2 tokens, and they basically have one that's involved in minting the NFTs, and then they have one that's going to be involved in buying potions and doing other things that are needed in the battlefield of the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at their big announcement, and that's that V4 just launched. Now this post came out 4 days telling everybody what was coming, and then they just added this into the game 2 days ago. Now, why is this a big deal? If you haven't heard about this project yet, is because they scrapped all of the current NFTs that were in V3. Then they airdropped tokens to those players to mint new NFTs for V4, because in V4 for the first time ever they're going to be having random NFTs given out that look different and that can compete, that get bonuses, and this is going to make minting NFTs much more exciting. And then minting those NFTs are going into a leaderboard pool where people can then win this token to either mint more NFTs or to go ahead and put into the farms. So there's a lot of exciting things going on the platform, and it is relatively new. You are going to need to understand that they are still working on the UIs. They are still adding pieces to the game. But if you want to be new, you have to be on these sites before they're perfect, and you have to get to know the team and figure out if you're comfortable working on this. I know a member of the team from my days in Steam and Splinterlands and Hive, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to help them move this project along. And so I'm glad that I was shown the project, and as I got to understand it more, try it and play it, actually play the game, I was like, okay, yeah, I can see how this can work. I can see how it can get addictive. And so it's a pretty good play so far. So I'm going to just show you really quickly. So these are the new NFTs. This is the rarest one. If you get this one, you're a very, very lucky person. You only have a 0.5% chance to get it. Most of us are going to get this little snake or this little guy. There's an 80% chance you're going to get one of these two, and then the chances go up. If you want to see, I'll have a link to the post. You can come and actually see the actual drop rates. And then we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about one other thing that they added in with this release, and this is NFT fusing. This is good because it's going to help limit the amount of NFTs on the marketplace, and it's giving players another way to go ahead and level up their NFTs, and that's important for the leaderboards. Now, I'm going to be going over that in the next post I do about this project. I want to do a post that's specifically about the leaderboards, leveling up, and battling, and explaining how that works for getting your rewards. But today we're going to be talking about more of the tokenomics, and I am going to take a look at the farms that they're offering so that you can understand that. So first, let's go ahead and get into the site. So this is the site. One of the things you'll notice if you're here, when you click these, they are currently opening up on another tab. They are working on that so that you can just get moved to it. But that's a funny little thing. Also, if you click on Buy Mythic or Buy Magic, you're going to be redirected to the V2 pool. You need to go to the V1 pool. So I'll have the tokens listed in the post. You can go ahead and grab them. You just switch over to V1. That's where you can buy it currently. You'll need to make sure you're buying it there. If you tried to buy it on the other ones, you're going to see there's no liquidity there yet. Eventually, just join the Telegram, follow up with them. We will get moved over. This pancake swap thing is just throwing, an extra work into a project that was in the middle of releasing a brand new V4. So they're now getting around to go ahead and work on getting that figured out and get moved over to the V2 stuff. So the Mythic token is actually very deflationary. They've already burned 2,000 of the tokens because you're using these constantly to go ahead and move in and out of farms, claim them from farms, lots of transactions happening, and then they're also being used to mint the NFTs. So that's something that's really exciting to see, because you have a token that is very, very low supply on a project that's very early. And so eventually, as we get into this, you could see the cost to get into this go up a lot, and there's still a chance that there's going to be some demand. So I really like the fact that we have a chance to get into a token very early. There's not very much of it in around, and it's kind of helping us get a good price floor. Also, the farming that they have in here to get the other token that they have, which is the magic token, is important because it gives you a way for people who are active in playing the game and trying to compete at the top level to really want to be staking and earning that magic potion, because they need it to go ahead and buy potions, because your NFTs can die in this game and become burned if you let them get to 0 health. That's a little tease for the next post about this that's going to cover the battle system. All right, so if we go over to Pancake Swap, I'm just gonna give you a quick price of these tokens. So Mythic is currently sitting at $24 for one. Now each NFT costs 0.25 Mythic to mint today. That's about $6 at the current price. This price has been pretty stable. I haven't seen it move all day. This token is not superly actively traded right now. It's mostly being staked into the farms or being just held by people, and we'll see exactly where it goes and if people get more into minting. I think people were holding it in anticipation of V4. It's only been out a few days, not everybody knows, so we should see a lot more NFTs get minted. We should see more tokens start to get burned, and the reason why is it's the first time they have an opportunity to mint an NFT that has a different level of rarity. So we'll go ahead and just take a quick look at the tokenomics on the token. Like I said, it's a 10,000 supply. They do show you here the burn address is the second biggest holder. The biggest holder is currently the Pancake Swap pool that they are feeding off of their site, where you go ahead and can stake the token. They also do have the deployer address here. They've got a decent amount of tokens in there, but not a lot. This one helps them feed the rewards pool and do other things. So other than that, you got your biggest whales here at around 200 tokens, 2% or under of the tokens. And then as you go down, people get much, much lower. They only have like 27 tokens in the top 50. So this is a project that you're going to be getting into pretty early if you decide to go ahead and come take a look at this. Now, if we go ahead and look at their other token, I talked about the one that currently can be used to either mint a special NFT, and we'll take a look at that one that can only be minted with the magic token. And they also can buy potions with the magic token. Those are very important because if you have a high level NFT and you're out there battling and you get hurt, you're not going to want to risk that NFT gets burned. So you're definitely going to come over here and pay the $14 and buy this thing instead of risking an NFT that might be winning you a lot of stuff in the leaderboard dying. And as the battling gets more active and more competitive in those top levels, potions are going to become in much higher demand. Now there is a way to go ahead and farm the magic token. There's staking and a lot of different things that you can do with this one. So it is, there's lots of ways for people to get it, but it's a way that people are going to be interactive and in the platform. So now let's go ahead and take a look at minting a creep. So like I said, it's going to take you 0.25 Mythic to mint a creep. I've been hanging out here on the page. You do have to give this a second to load. I think that has more to do with Binance Smart Chain being a little bit slow. You had some big launches today. Some things went a little bit wild. I didn't really get too much into that, but it was a kind of crazy day over here. So to mint a creep, you just have to get your Mythic over here. You'll have to do an approved transaction like most things to interact with the smart contract, and then you can go ahead and mint one for your 0.25 Mythic. Now the team was nice enough to provide me with a few mana tokens. These are tokens that they are airdropping to people for if you had some of the older ones. It's a new token that they created to be able to give people, and they wanted me to take a look at the project, be able to try it out, mint some things, play around with it, so they gave me a few tokens. I'll go ahead and put all of that information in the post. So I'm going to go ahead and use mana. You're going to see you're going to get a transaction that comes up. You're going to be able to confirm it. Minting these at a time when gas is a little bit cheaper and paying when gas is a little bit cheaper is a good idea. Not that gas is a lot on Binance Smart Chain, but you are going to be doing these transactions and you're going to see what you get. So I went ahead and I got a comment. We'll go ahead and mint one more, see if we can get lucky. And then I'm not going to mint too much because it's not the most exciting things, and I don't want to spend too much time doing this because I still have a couple more things in this video that I want to show you as we talk about it. So let's see what happens on this one. All right, I got another snake. Now if you come down a little bit here, this is where you can go ahead and do the fusing. Fusing will go ahead and skip a card up from level 1 to level 2. And leveling does not automatically increase their stats though. So I'll go ahead and tell you that. This monster I actually did some test battles with, and I'll go over that in my next post that covers battles and actually show you a couple. But he's only level 1, but as you can see, battling still ups your stats, but doesn't up your level until you get 60 experience. Whereas if you just mix these two cards together, you'd get a level 1, but you would not get the increased stats. I'm actually going to do a test and see what happens to these stats when I mix these guys together a little bit later, but I'm not going to do that live because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get into the next part I wanted to show you, and that is their marketplace. This is where I have a special for you, but I'm going to do a quick refresh and to make sure it's still here before I show it to you. So as you can see, it takes a minute for it to load up here if I wanted to list one of mine that I just purchased. But if you would like to get your very first stake, you can get it for 0.02 Mythic. Now, since the team gave me some tokens, I went ahead and listed one of the first ones I minted for fun onto the marketplace, and I listed it very, very cheap. I can't cancel it, so that's a little bonus for anybody that hung out till here. This would normally cost you $6, and right now would cost you a couple pennies. Or a couple dimes. I don't even know what 0.2 Mythic is, but it's not very much money. Maybe just one of the other players will see that and come and snag that off the marketplace. I also put one more up at 0.2. Now, I kind of feel like that's where this one would go ahead and be. You pay 0.25 to try, you most likely get this one. But if you don't, if you just want to collect a snake to try it out, I have a couple for sale that are kind of cheap. Right now, there's not that many people using the marketplace. Again, this just went live a couple days ago, so you are seeing just a few people here, and most of them are trying to get a little bit more than I am. Got somebody down here. This is more reasonable, 0.3, except for you can mint one for 0.25. So the marketplace still needs to come along. This is one of the big things that they're still working on. But let's go ahead and finish this off by looking at the farm and then taking a chance to look at the token on the chart. So they have two farms that are going off. This one's currently paying at 232%. This is if you stake the Mythic and BNB token. So obviously this is the one that you'd have to be the most careful with when it comes to impermanent loss, because you're staking BNB and Mythic, and as BNB moons, you can definitely lose some stuff there, but you are earning magic tokens at a pretty high APR, so that's pretty exciting to see. And these are the tokens that you would use to buy your potions. They also have a farm that once you farm some magic tokens, you can go ahead and pair that up with BNB. And this one is paying at a crazy APR of 2,760%. Now that one, I haven't been able to find a good chart of the magic token, so it's a little bit harder for me to know exactly where that is as far as, you know, if it's going up and down. I can tell you it's been staying around the same price. It doesn't have a lot of holders yet. So this could be one that you could get into, but the liquidity pool on this one's a little bit smaller, so you wouldn't want to go in too big, but it is a very interesting farm to look at and you have that huge percentage to be able to get a lot of magic tokens and share them. Also, if you don't really want to get into straight farming, then you can buy a few magic tokens and you can go ahead and stake them and earn rewards. Now, this is something I think a lot is more up my alley when it comes to a token that I'm not so positive on the price of, because I can go ahead and just stake them, get a couple magic tokens, stake them here, get a couple more, make sure I always have enough for a potion, and then that'll let me keep my battle going. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart of Mythic. So as you can see, when the project first kind of came off, they kind of blew up. People wanted to mint those first NFTs. They had a lot of fun, and they pushed all the way up here to $84, which was pretty amazing. You can see that they had some very big volume days, and most of the big days were buys. Even the few times they've really dropped in value, the red candles don't even come close to these original green candles. And you had a pretty big buy recently, and then volume's just kind of been stagnant here, waiting for this next one. So to me, it definitely looks like we're nearing an area that is going to be close to the bottom. This has been support over here in the past. I'm not really a technical analyst, but last time it got down to about $14, it really bounced up, came back down, hit it again, and then it went crazy. So right now we have these new NFTs. You have a chance to get some that are very, very rare. You have a chance to get onto a leaderboard. You have a chance to be one of the few people that is going to own these NFTs in the future when you have combining working to take them off the marketplace, when you have Mythic getting burned, making it harder and harder for people to get to be able to go ahead and mint these. So that's why I'm pretty excited to see where this project goes. So make sure you check out the next video where I'll be recapping battling leaderboards and how you have to heal yourself, and actually showing you some live battles so you understand how those work. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This is Steve saying check out Mythic Finance.